Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Gentleman and a Hustler podcast. I'm Dalen Johnson.
And my name is Ray Shuford, and y'all know y'all call me Shoe, so it's all good.
Man, so it been a little while, you know what I'm saying? You've been on your hustler thing.
Yeah. I've been traveling too for a little bit. I've been to New Orleans twice, Final Four,
man.
2022.
Yeah.
Man, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Man, I saw you there, and I wasn't jealous, but I was jealous. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, because I ain't basketball like that, but New Orleans, anything in New Orleans, I'd rather be there.
I definitely understand, and the experience of being in New Orleans, because I guess me and my wife's honeymoon a year or so ago, man, we went back in October, and it was like a ghost town, man. It was It was so eerie that I told my wife, I said, man, I don't really want to go back to New Orleans. So going back for a conference that we had, and then back doing it with the Final Four was something that was really, really cool. And man, had a wonderful time. Man, went to a restaurant down there. Shout out to man, I can't even think of the restaurant. It was that good. Yeah. But shout out to the Bearcat, the Bearcat in New Orleans on Gina Street. Man, it was, oh my God, it was fire.
New Orleans got the food.
Yes,
they got the food.
Yes.
Anytime we go down, we go down Bourbon Street a little bit. We've been to Olivier's once. I think it's right there on Bourbon Street. They were pretty good. But it was a spot called Crazy Lobster. They got shut down. That video you did on the boardwalk down there. It used to be right there.
Oh, okay.
Last time we went, it was gone. I don't know if COVID hit it or what happened. It might have been before that. But we used to love that spot, man. It's another place. They had this Bloody Mary. They put jalapenos in it.
Okay.
The Bloody Mary, they put hamburgers and shrimp and all type of stuff in it, but they had this drink with the jalapeno in it. I was like, man, that sounds crazy. Give me two.
Give you two. Okay. Well, I can definitely tell you that I've never had a Bloody Mary. And so you can have mine and yours. So you can have
listen, that Bloody Mary came out. They had a whole meal on top of it.
Oh wow.
That's my wife thing. I ain't a Bloody Mary guy.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But so how was the Final Four?
Man, the Final Four was it was amazing, man. We had a wonderful time. I plan on never ever missing another Final Four. Now that I'm in this space that I'm in. You know, I'm always talking about spaces, and so man,
what space is it?
The retired space.
Woo.
You know, and fell asleep.
Boy, retired. The boy emphasis on tired. Y'all can't see what the boy came. This is my house. Came to my house with the Gucci flip flops on.
Hey, stop that!
Big stunting.
Okay, we're not gonna even go there. But these are really Lucci's.
Oh, they Lucci's.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, Lucci. They're not real Gucci's.
That's what you say for the IRS.
Yeah.
Let them know. I ain't got no money, man.
Yeah. But it was. But anyway, you know, it was a very great experience, man. Made some good friends. Made some good food. Had some good fellowship, and got back safely. And it was great, man. It was great.
That's what's up, man. It's always a blessing to get back home safe.
Yes, indeed.
You know.
Yes, indeed.
So we got Mother's Day coming up.
Yeah, man.
So we got to do a little something for the mothers.
True.
You got to at least talk about them. You know, we got gifts and all these nice things planned out for them. But I feel it's only right we say something for the mothers. You know.
Okay. Well, do you want to go first, talking about yours? Or?
Nah, I'm gonna let you take the reins on it, man.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, shout out to all the mothers, the beautiful women that do what mothers do. Even if you're not doing, you know, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Because, you know, they always getting on dads and fathers. But, man, shout out to the mothers. We love you. We salute you. We lift you up. We hold you high. You know, I think about my mother, Joy Spencer, and everything that she has meant to me and my family. And I was telling Dalen that it will be 22 years this October that she actually passed away. And, man, it was like a void in the family because she was so much of like the matriarch with the family. And I can honestly say that I possibly wouldn't be sitting here doing this podcast with Dalen if I didn't have a mother who gave me everything that I needed to be successful. She was the first person who put a pair of clippers in my hand, and man, that's taken off so much in my life and allowed me to be a blessing to so many other people. So man, mothers are just special, man. You know, you just always gotta be. Now, if it was up to me, every day would be Mother's Day, except Father's Day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Yeah, man. My mom, man, Deborah Johnson. Shout out, mama. So I'm in this space where now I'm really kind of getting into that groove of fatherhood, right?
Okay.
And I'm really like, I'm in there now. I'm hands-on, you know what I'm saying? As much as I can be, I'm there. And I just realized I didn't appreciate my mama the way I should have when I was younger growing up. Even, you know, early adulthood, you know, I didn't understand the sacrifices she made.
Right.
I didn't understand the fights that she fought for me. I didn't understand a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like these little kids running around here, it's like, man, I don't know how my mama did it with, you know, it was, my dad was he was a truck driver, so he was out of town a lot. And at the early stages, he was in the Army. So, you know, mama held that thing down. So just dealing with these 3 kids I got now, and just thinking back to how she did everything there, because my sister and I, we like a year apart.
Okay.
So she had 2 babies at the same time. She had 2 toddlers at the same time, 2 elementary kids at the same time. And she just really held that thing down, man. And we never talked about it. You know what I'm saying? We never talked about how she used to always ask me, like, how you feel about me as a mother? I didn't know how to answer that question. You know, and now we talked about mental health, and you know, I've been reading about feelings and getting in touch with, you know, like that part that I never got in touch with. And now it's like, okay, I think I'm ready to have a conversation with my mama, because dealing with these kids and living my life and learning more and more about myself, and knowing that growing up we weren't that kind of, you know, we loved each other, but we didn't share feelings like that.
Yeah.
So now I think we at that moment, like, I need to tell my mama how I feel, and, you know, put everything out there on the table. And I think she'd appreciate it a whole lot, especially, like, man, I think about some of the stuff I put her through. I wasn't a bad kid, but sometimes it got it got hairy out there, man. And I remember we was in college, and, you know, college, you don't have no money. And shoot, I was like, man, rent due. And she was like, what you want for Christmas? I said, pay my rent. And she was like, boy, you crazy. I ain't paying your rent. She was swore up and down she wasn't paying that rent. The day I went back, she handed me a letter and said, rent's paid. She paid my rent.
Wow.
And it was just, and, you know, to some people, that's not a big thing.
Yeah.
You know, but at that time, my mother and father had got divorced.
True.
She didn't have no money. You know what I'm saying? But she saw how it was for me, and it was really important that I was able to go back to school, get my degree, and, you know, and pretty much continue my life.
Okay.
She didn't have the money to pay my rent. She signed her, take this money, pay your rent. Just, you know, it's you the person I care about that much, to where I go without, so you can live on, you know, and go, you live your dreams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's something I was like, oh, mama, thank you. And I ran off, paid my rent, got my degree and all that stuff. And I think back to that and other stories like that where, you know, it's like, I really took all that stuff for granted. You know, and then my kids running around here now, it's like, you have these arguments with these little kids. Like, Sarah, you 6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You do what I say, because I put this roof over your head, I put these clothes on your back, and I saying all this stuff, and I like, golly, I sound like Deborah Johnson. Mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, like, we in the same place, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, my dad too, but we talk about mothers. So I was like, man, I wrote this long thing that I'm gonna send to. I ain't gonna get into it right now, because it's, you know, it's personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think I'd rather give to her first before I put it out here.
Yeah.
But man, I'm just I'm grateful, and I'm blessed, and I'm blessed 2 times. I'm blessed that I was blessed with the mother that I had, putting me in position to do what I'm doing now, and you know, just have to where I can decide what I want to do in life and not be forced into where you don't have this skill set, you don't have a degree, you don't have any experiences to where I have to go do something. Now I can choose whether or not I want to do podcasts, whether I want to be a writer, whether I want to do it. I do all these things because she put me in position, and she made sure that I knew that I had these talents that I can go and be as great as I want to be as long as I put forth the effort. Yeah. But so I'm grateful for that, and I'm also grateful that I'm now aware of the woman that I had in my life to get me to where I am.
True.
I'm not in life ain't perfect by no stretch. Mm-hmm. It ain't perfect, but I'm just glad that we comfortable. We live good, and I got love in me to give to my kids. Mm-hmm. I got love in me to give to my wife, and I got enough sense to know I'm living for them just like she was living for me.
True.
So
and I always share this with my friends who still have their moms and people period who have their moms, because I would do anything to have my mom just sit on the couch and we have a cup of coffee and just talk about things that lessons that she used to tell me about that you were just mentioning that you kind of took for granted, and you're aware now, and just kind of going over stuff, So I when I'm gonna tell you, just like I tell everybody, hey, hug your mom, kiss your mom for me, do it for you, but then say, hey, here's another one, another hug. Say, what was that for? That was for my boy Shoe. Yeah. He wanted me to do that because he wished that he had his mom. Mm-hmm. But then also too, I do have a mom that now that just stepped into that role, my wife's mother.
Yeah.
And man, she is just such a beautiful person. Shout out to Donna Walker in Indianapolis. Go Hoosiers, go Pacers, go Colts. Cause that's my girl. She's a very avid sports fan. So we talk about so many different players. She knows more than me when it comes to that. I had to call her and say, "Mom, look here. Hey, what's that player's name?" So man, she'll give me the dude's stats.
Yeah.
She'll give me his birth certificate, his social security number, all that. Man. But man, when I say that she is a phenomenal person, and I'm so thankful that she's my mother-in-law and she's my mom, and I call her mom and I check on her and call her. So it's like when God has a way of removing something, he adds something else. Yeah. Just like even when my mom passed away, we found out that our daughter Asia, our oldest daughter Asia, was gonna be born. And so that was like, man, God adds or he subtracts, but then he adds, and then now, going back to my mother-in-law, Donna Walker, man, it's like I'm not missing a beat. And then I have so many beautiful aunts and so many quote unquote play mothers, and people who have invested in my life and who still give me the things that I need, their encouragement, the love, sacrificing stuff still so that my dreams can come true. Yeah. And I think that's what both of us have, and you still have your mom and you have some other people, man. But I just want to tell you, man, give your mom some love for me, man, and hug her and kiss her, man. For sure. And just do that, brother. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, mothers don't stop being mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you say, your mother-in-law, my mother-in-law too. She used to get on my nerves. When I got out, I graduated. No, she didn't. I graduated college. It ain't so. But it's the thing though. She was right. I didn't like the way I know me. She didn't know me yet. Okay. I didn't have a job yet. I was fresh out of college, and I'm looking for a job. That's when I got in the fire service, and it was like, man, 2 months. I was 2 months unemployed. Every time she saw me, you got a job yet? I'm working on it. They working on the paperwork because we don't house no unemployed men. Like, who you talking to? But we don't know each other that well. Like, I don't do unemployment. If I don't have a job, I'm hustling. Every time she saw me, like, well, look like you still ain't got no job. I'm like, man, Courtney, you gotta talk to your mama about this. Like, I don't think she's serious. Like, no, she's very serious. But she was being protective of her daughter. Because, I don't know if she's been in that situation, but you know how it is. Yeah. You get in with somebody who take care of you for a little bit, then they kind of fall in love. That's right. And they keep taking care of you. You don't have a job, but they love you now, so now they kind of stuck with you. But she was doing the right thing. And once I got the job and she saw me in my little uniform, she was like, oh, he good. Okay. And she been there. I mean, she back out there in Mississippi, but anytime we need something from her,
You know, it's drop of a dime, drop of a hat. She there every time.
It's all good.
You know, like, hey, your grandbaby, she get the pictures and everything, she calling. What's going on? Why he so close to that trash can? What you mean? He too close to that. Golly, you 400 miles away. Trying to run the show. But yeah, I ain't gonna put my wife out like that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, that's gonna be a good stopping point for as we take a break. We'll be right back in 5 minutes. Hey, Gentleman Hustle Podcast. All right.
5 minutes. For the people who keep asking me, or kept asking me, I guess it's been a while now. For the people who kept asking me if Free Game is coming back, yes, it is.
1, 2, 3, hit it.
We had planned to come back at the beginning of 2020, but a lot of stuff happened. COVID, the premature birth of my son, and some mental health stuff. More on that later. But now we feel like we're in a good place to get things rolling again. So yes, Free Game is coming back this June. In the meantime, I'll be giving y'all some unreleased Free Game clips. I got a lot of other stuff working. One of those things is the Gentleman and the Hustler podcast with my brother Ray Shuford. And I got a lot of other good content coming for y'all. Cause I miss y'all. Honestly, it feels good to be back and to be able to do what I love to do. And I look forward to growing with y'all.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm rocking my pants. What's up with the beer?
Man, you know what? I talk to people all the time, especially older guys. I say, hey man, you getting your wife something for Mother's Day? They be like, that ain't my mama.
Oh.
I'd be like, man.
Couch action.
I'm telling you, like, your life different than mine. I wish I would. I tried that with my wife, like as a joke. And she said, you know that look. I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you are a mother. I will honor you on Mother's Day. But nah, man, she's a phenomenal woman and a phenomenal mother.
Ooh.
My wife.
What's her name?
Courtney Johnson. Courtney Denise Johnson.
Hey.
Man.
Come on now. Shout out to Courtney Denise Johnson.
Man.
Shout out.
And she don't call herself a hustler, but she hustles too. She has 2 separate jobs,
okay,
full-time, part-time, and then come home and she's a full-time mother and a full-time wife to me, which is a burden in and of itself. Man, like I talk about how I deal with these children. I'm gone 24 hours at a time. And then when I get off that 24-hour shift, I come home, I take a nap. She don't get that luxury, you know. She just, you would never know it. But she handles everything from A to Z around here. And I know the younger generation argue about going 50-50
right, on
bills, splitting bills and all that. And every time I hear that conversation, that argument, I'm like, bro, it's not 50-50 for y'all. You got kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's on some real, like, my kids have doctor's appointments. And I just be like, hey, just tell me when they are. I drop them off. I don't set no doctor's appointments. These insurance things, like, she handles paperwork. And she don't clean up like I clean up. That's the one trade off. But with them children, she handles everything from point A to point Z. And I wouldn't be able to do none of this stuff without her. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know how we always do our little back and forth thing, but I don't know how she handles everything with this house, everything with me and with these kids and keep her mind. I don't know how she do it. That woman.
She's a woman.
That woman is amazing.
Come on.
That woman is amazing.
Wow. Courtney Denise
Johnson, you are amazing. You are amazing.
Yes, indeed. Hey, can I talk about my amazing?
Hold on, I'm trying to think about more nice things.
If you pause more than 2 seconds, man, that's me. That's time for me.
I'm gonna tag you in. I'm gonna tag you in.
Hey, tag team. Okay. Yeah. So. Man, my wife, Yolanda Yvette Shuford, is truly amazing. She's also like Courtney Denise Johnson. And I'm like, man, I mean, she's such a dominant force, you know, in the Shuford home because just like you said, getting everything done and then working a full-time job, managing folks, doing ministry, keeping ourselves together, working out. All these things that you just they ain't saying take for granted, but it's like, how does she do all these things?
Yeah.
But she get her nap on that night though. nah, she's a night owl, man. I get my nap on. And you mentioned naps, man. That's a retired
Man,
brother.
We've been talking
You
for
know
a little
what
while. I'm
saying?
surprised you're still awake.
You was talking about he say it again.
I'm surprised you're still awake. Just 20 minutes, man.
Yeah. I'm up. Yeah. I mean, it's tough. But man, hey, shout out to Yolanda Walker, baby. You are so amazing, man. You are a wonderful mother. I love the way you take care of our kids. Love the way you take care of me. And man, I'm just so thankful. I'm just so blessed. I'm gonna use Brother Johnson's word. He's just saying blessed. You know, I hate to. People say, man, how you doing? I'm just blessed and highly favored. I mean, but that is really
it's the
true.
truth. That's the truth.
Yeah, blessed and highly favored to have great women, seasoned women around me, so that I can further the vision and the dream of what God has delivered in me and given both of us, man. So,
for sure.
Man, shout out to the mothers again, man. But I know, man, you mentioned you still talking about your wife.
Yeah, one more. Because I ain't got to talk too much. Because she giving birth to my son, man, it was a lot. She went what they call it, preterm rupture. I don't know.
Preeclampsia?
Not preeclampsia. She had preeclampsia with the first. Baby.
Okay.
So she had some
rupture placenta?
Something close
like
to that.
You see, I still got my paramedic terms, brother.
Yeah.
I still got it.
But basically, her water broke like a couple of months early.
Okay.
Which means she wasn't in labor, but she was high risk for early labor. Which she did. She did go into labor early. My son was born premature, but leading up to that, she was bedridden at the hospital. And then with my son being in the hospital, we grew a lot as parents. She grew a lot as in my eyes. I watched my wife go from like being my wife and the mother to my daughter to Superwoman.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't trying to put anything on her. In fact, I'm like, okay, Superwoman, you gotta relax and calm down. Yeah. And things were hard, but she took it like a G. She took it like a champ. And the way we got through all that stuff, it's like, man, we grew a lot together. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning of our marriage, it was like we growing, and it was like our branches was tangling together, but we weren't growing together. In that part, like tree trunks was together. That's a terrible analogy, but
the cord of two strands.
Yeah.
Use that one, bro.
That probably sound a little bit
in
better.
Ecclesiastics.
Yeah.
Know some word. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, man, after we grew so tight together, it was like I'm watching her be this amazing superhuman, and she watching me be this, amazing super. I let her, tell that story. Okay. Because
It'll probably be real short.
Yeah. Okay. But no, the reason I didn't want to go too deep into it, because I plan on doing a whole nother segment, a whole nother video about that whole situation. Because it was a lot that went on, and it's when I didn't have a breakdown, but it was just like I found myself a lot, like not sleeping a lot, going through some stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we had to have that conversation of, what if baby boy don't make it? You know what I'm saying? What if this is the end of the story right here for that? Yeah. And that was a tough time. And then we couldn't bring him home for another 3 or 4 months. And then stuff happened at the hospital, emergency situations or whatever. Yeah. But I won't get too deep into that, because that's another story for another day. True. But I watched my woman go. I watched my wife turn from mother to Superwoman to supermother to all that stuff, and our love just grew immensely. And I saw her as a whole new person going through all of that stuff. And I hope that she never has to be that strong again. Wow. But I know that she is that strong now. Wow. So we're going to stop here for another commercial break, because we got to pay these bills and make a little bit of money.
Can I ask one question before we
go?
Okay. I just got one question. You said she was a superhero, right?
Yes.
One question. Does she have those black boots and that golden lasso?
Here you go.
Come on.
That's personal.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, got it. She got it. We'll be right back.
Damon, is that you?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Ray Shue, a.k.a. the Mobile Minister, and this is the Fadeaway. Why the name Fadeaway? Well, I've been known to have a nice jump shot. Man, cut that, man. Cut that tape. Hey, man, cut the tape, man. I said cut the tape. Barbershop has always been a place where you find so many different things. Clarity, peace, a sense of relationship, counseling. But the main thing that you can find is a nice fade. In the barbershop, there's so many stories that are told from so many different people. And just like life, when you fade away, even though you may leave, those stories still remain, and those stories will be told over and over and over again. And that's what the Fadeaway does. It's here to tell the story of those who passed through the barbershop. So tune into the Fadeaway for all that and so much more.
Back one more time, the last time, just kind of let you know what we got going on. You got anything coming up soon?
Man, I'm glad you asked. I have some very big projects coming up that will be discussed in the upcoming podcast. This is number 2. So, man, we are doing it. Let us know in the comments that, what you think about it. We're definitely here to help. We're here to educate. We're here to inspire. That's our whole concept of our podcast. And then also, too, just being two men that want to celebrate people, want to celebrate you, the viewer and the audience. And but the things I have coming up the next time, hopefully we can talk about these books, man, that God has allowed me to write. They've been in the vault for such a long time. Yeah. And shout out to the Vault Steakhouse in Mansfield, Texas too, man. Great place. Y'all need to check it out. But yeah, we those books, man. I have 5 books. Okay. That are published. I have the sequel to Bells Beneath My Pillow 2 that goes in with the 1, man. So some great things, whatever. So just be inspired, be in tune. Website is Ray Shuford at www.rayshuford.com. www.rayshuford.com.
Okay. Yeah. I might still have mirrors. Mirrors will be for sale, for all eternity. So I got mirrors. I got a magazine I'm still working on. Haven't worked out all the kinks of that, but I got a little prototype. I'm gonna show you the back. I ain't gonna show you the front. That's one of my favorite photos I ever took. But we got that working. Free game is coming back. I know people been asking about that. Free game is coming back, and I'm still doing my video production. Obviously, video photography is always in the mix, always in the background. I'm not doing family photos like I used to do, but I will be doing commercial photos, lifestyle, blah blah blah. DalenJmedia.com, and it'll all be there.
As always, we love you. We're always thinking about you. We're praying for you. Until the next show,
keep tuning in. Stay prayed up. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Don't question God.
And once again, happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there. Peace.